Shalom, shalom family. Grace and peace. Wait for a couple of folks to come in here before we get started. It's another lovely day. And when the days are lovely, I like to come out. I like to come out and just enjoy the peace of the day. But we got a lot to talk about today. All praises to the Most High for life, health, and strength. Y'all know the deal. As you come in, do me a favor and let me know who you are in the chat. If you're wondering why I'm looking, my neighbor is outside. I was wondering if he was going to say something to me, so in any case, all right, fam. Looks like y'all are rolling in. Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna converse a little bit because there's a lot going on. There's a whole lot that's going on. I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs real quick before we get started. Grace and peace, Brother Timothy. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing all right this week, my brother. Team Truth, peace and blessings. Shalom. My brother Arrow Spike in the building. Shalom, shalom. Brother Darnell, peace and blessings to you. Got Coach Natisha up in here. Mama Tish, good to see you, sis. It's been a minute. How you doing? Joy today, forever. Shalom, sis. Peace and blessings. Chosen by Yah, peace and blessings to you. S. Perry, Salama, peace and blessings. Daughter of the blessed, peace and blessings. Oh, shalom from Canada. Oh, awesome. Glad to have you with us. Listen, if you are outside of the U.S., if you're in the Caribbean, if you're in the U.K., Canada, you're on the continent, definitely give us a shout out. Let us know where you're coming in from. So appreciate y'all being here. Yah's Woman 2019. Shalom, shalom. Tiffany Johnson, peace and blessings. Yes. Oh my goodness, Tiffany. Woo, child. Marcella, shalom, shalom, peace and blessings. Got Hawkeye, shalom, peace and blessings. Got Teo up in the building. Y'all give love to the family up in here, Teo Ministries, Brother Yacoba and Brother Teyu. Babylon's idols are being taken down as prophesied. Peace and blessings. Ain't that true? Mr. The Original School, grace and peace. Mill, shalom from the UK. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Patricia, shalom, shalom, peace and blessings. All right, fam, we're going to get into this real quick. Go ahead and get those thumbs up. Like I said, I like to come out when it's good weather and everything. My family and I had a fantastic feast of dedication. Thank y'all so much for those of you who commented, who liked. We greatly enjoyed it. We're still learning a lot. All right, I apologize, y'all. I'm having some connection issues. That's the way it is sometimes here. I'm trying to get as close to the door as I can. So, family, let's go ahead and get into this. Shout out to Sister E. Shout out to Sister E. She let us know that this situation is going with TD, Thomas, and this whole situation with Diddy. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I stayed up like for hours just looking up one thing after the other, trying to find out more of what's going on, because it's a whole lot of information is coming out. I didn't even know his name was Thomas. I found out today that his name was Thomas. But basically, it's a whole lot of information that's coming out about how he was involved in Diddy's parties. Now, if y'all know anything about Diddy, if you come from that generation, Gen X, millennial, shout out to the millennials, 80s babies, Gen Z, you understand what I'm saying? Y'all have an understanding of Diddy and you have an understanding of how he rolls. But Diddy is infamous for his white parties. Okay, he's infamous for his all-white parties. So basically, it's very exclusive parties where people they are on the guest list. They have to come in and they got to show up in white. And these parties, a lot of them have been known for doing what he has been rumored to be doing for many years. Now, I want to say this off the top. Everything that I'm saying is alleged, right? Because there's a lot of legalities when it comes to this, and I'm being careful because we're online, we're on social media, and we're trying to be careful these days as content creators so that we don't get ourselves in trouble. So allegedly, it's a lot going on with TD and his affiliations and his getting involved in these parties. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I want you to do me a favor. Put a 1 in the chat if you were surprised by any of these allegations that are coming in. And put a 2 in the chat if this did not surprise you in the least. I want to take a little a simple survey real quick and see which one of y'all were surprised about these allegations and how many of y'all were not surprised in the least. Okay. 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 All right, see, we are discerning people here. You understand what I'm saying? We are a discerning people here. Now, one of you were surprised about these allegations. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael X. Okay, that's fair. You were surprised by it. You were surprised. Okay. But the majority of the people in here were not surprised by the allegations. Yes, we understand that Holly Weird is just that. Holly Weird is weird. But I'm talking specifically about the allegations against TD Jakes. Any of y'all surprised? Now, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I thought that man had sugar in his tank probably way before I knew who I was as Yashara. I saw this man, I said, there's something about this guy. His spirit, it just seems like that snake-like spirit. The way he communicates everything, all the things that he would push, Woman Thou Art Loosed. He was pushing Juanita Bynum. He was pushing Paula White. He was pushing all these women to the forefront. But the kicker for me was when he did that thing with Tyler Perry. Now, do y'all remember, we're going to converse a little bit. Y'all remember when he had Tyler Perry come and prophesy over him and over his church? And Tyler Perry could not stop. The Medea in him could not. That Medea spirit could not stop coming out as he was prophesying. And he gave him like $1 million. Do y'all remember that? So you remember when he laid his hand on his head and TD went back and he's just like, he looked like he about to give birth. And then there's this woman who was there and she's saying, push, push. Y'all, I'm not trying to laugh, but this is this crazy stuff. And the entire congregation was just like egging it on, like, yes, push, push. And I'm looking at this stuff and I'm saying, okay, this is a woman telling a grown man, push, push, as he's looking like he about to give birth, as Tyler Perry told him that he was about to give birth. Now, that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Because I said, this is a clear example of how the authority in the supposed house of God has been completely switched around. That a woman is telling a man to give birth as another man is prophesying over all the birth that he's getting ready to give. And he's looking like he about to give birth. Now, this is a problem, but again, I was not at all surprised when these allegations came out. You see, because some of us, we've been in the church. Some of us have been in the church a long time. And some of us seen a lot of things that went in the church. Now, why did I say that this is a year of exposure? I wanted to set this up. Because family, maybe it's just me. And this is my opinion. But I believe that we're at a day and a time where the Most High is pulling the wool off of everything. He is pulling the curtains back on people's lives like never before. And let me tell y'all something. When I say this is the year of exposure, I'm not talking about January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Family, we just getting started. Okay? Hear what I'm saying. We are just getting started. Now, Lisa Cabrera is getting ready to report in a few minutes, if she's not already on, about what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? Because I'm not going to give all the full details, but I'm going to tell you this. Jeffrey Epstein's list is getting ready to come out on January 1st. January 1st, 2024, Jeffrey Epstein's list of all of his associates are getting ready to be exposed on January 1st, 2024. And Diddy He had an entire list too of all the people that attended his parties, all the people that were associated with everything that he's got going on. And I'm telling you, one name after the other name after the other name is being exposed. You got Will Smith that's being exposed. You got Christian Keys that's already come out and said that a powerful man that a lot of people are speculating is Tyler Perry SA'd him. This is the year of absolute exposure when it comes to these hypocrites and these liars, when it comes to people who have set themselves up as gods in the earth. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. This is the year of exposure for all the hypocrites and the liars and those who have set themselves up as gods in the earth. Now, many of y'all remember the other day I was talking about the spirit of narcissism. And I said, listen, this is stuff that's happening all over the place. That spirit of narcissism is so heavy. And somebody commented, they said, I don't really understand. I'm kind of confused. And I said, that's the whole point. You see, the spirit of narcissism is there to keep the wool over everybody's eyes. The spirit of narcissism, the person that draws people unto themselves because they want to be a god, is a confusing spirit. It's the Babylonian spirit. That's what we talked about just the other day. And somebody else mentioned in the comment section, Eddie Long. And I said, that's a perfect example. Now we're seeing that this narcissistic spirit, Babylonian colonizer mind spirit, is being exposed like never before. And it's being exposed among who? It's being exposed among Yah's people. Now, when I say Yah's people, I'm talking about bloodline Yasharel. I'm not talking about people who are walking in the ways of the Most High, but I'm talking about those of the bloodline. Why? Jacob, he be the first one to be able to answer this question. Because judgment must first begin among us in the house of Yah. See, whether you're obeying his word or whether you're not obeying his word, you still are, according to the scriptures, the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You still have responsibility that is weighted upon your shoulders because of the pact that our forefathers made. Because our forefathers made a pact that said that we will obey, that we will do what it is that the word of the Most High said. And because of that, our people are being exposed for their hypocrisy first. Now, when it comes to all this stuff with black Christians, black pastors, many of us left the quote unquote Christian church years ago when we woke up to who we are as Yasharel. Many of us woke up because we were finally able to remove the last blinder that was on our eyes that kept us from knowing the truth of who we are. And what happened when we left the Christian church? What did all of these leaders say about us? What did the congregants say about us? They said, oh, you guys are flowing in heresy. Oh, you guys have fallen away from the faith. I mean, Eshan had to do an entire song called If You Look, Fall Away. If you're looking for me to fall away, not today. Because at the onset of us finding out who we are as true Yahudim, we were labeled and we were cast as fallaways from the faith. Those who fell away. And people like TD Snakes were given all kinds of opportunities and platforms to continue to spread his false doctrines. Continue to spread his lies because it sounded good and it looked good to have a black man as America's pastor. And everybody ignored everything that man was doing. Everybody ignored how he was just living it up with Oprah Winfrey, hanging out with all the celebrities, doing everything that he was big enough and bad enough and bold enough to do. You know why they ignored it? I'm going to tell you why they ignored it. Because they loved it. Oh, they loved it. Oh, the church is complicit, my friends. The church is complicit. You see, they loved having T.D. Jakes up there representing the church among the worldly. They loved it. Not because they thought, okay, this man is getting the opportunity to tell the truth to the worldly. No, sir. No, ma'am. They loved him being up there because they wanted to be up there. They wanted to be right next to him. They said, hey, listen, you know, we're not some weirdos. We're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're cool, we're cool. We can hang out together. And they loved him having that exposure and bringing all of those secular people that did not have no real walk with the Most High and were very clear that they did not have no real walk with the Most High. They were perfectly fine with him bringing those people in their congregation. They were perfectly fine with him going wherever he was going with them and hanging out and going to these parties and schmoozing with the important and the wealthy of the black community, the creme de la creme, because they wanted to be just like them. And now we're in the year of exposure. Now everybody who was partying, everybody who was enjoying it, everybody who was taking part of their quote unquote pastor is now complicit. And now the wool is being pulled and everybody's being shown that the emperor has been naked this entire time. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Because the Most High is exposing all of these people who have been nothing but a bunch of hypocrites and liars, and those people who have supported the hypocrisies and the lies this entire time. But now I'm going to say something a little controversial. And some of y'all are not going to agree with me. And that's okay, because this is my opinion. I think in order to understand the fruit, you must first understand the root. I'll say it again. In order to understand the fruit, you must first understand the root. Now see, those of us who the Most High has chosen to wake up and show us all of this stuff that has been going on, we have a problem with saying the word Lord for a reason. We know that it's tied in the etymology to the word Baal. And those of us who have done even a little bit of research about Baal understands that that spirit is a spirit of sexual perversion. Yeah, I know, I'm going there, y'all. I'm going there. And we know that the image that our Savior, Yahushua Mashiach, the Hebrew Israelite that was changed into a Jewish white man and given the image of a homosexual by the name of Cesare Borgia, and put before the entire world and told that this is your Savior. We know that's the root to Catholicism, Roman Catholicism, and that's the root to Protestant Christianity, aka Westernized Christianity. You see, in my estimation, in order to understand the fruit of what we are seeing today, that homosexuality and that pedicures, you understand what I'm talking about. Come on now, y'all understand. In order to understand how these pedicures happen in the church and understand how this homo lifestyle happens in the church so easily, that is so intertwined, where's the root of it coming from? The acceptance of the Baal spirit, the acceptance of the image of a sodomite whose father was a pope, whose sister he did stuff with, and whose lover was Leonardo da Vinci. See, to me, that is the root. And see, because the church has been complicit in accepting the imagery of that Baal spirit, Lord, we are in a situation today where that spirit is so pervasive in both Roman Catholicism and Protestant Christianity. And what I see continuously are Christians, black and white, doing this. Gay choir director, gay pastor, gay altar workers, gay ushers, little boys being messed with. They're continuously turning a blind eye to this stuff right here. But see, when we say we're going to obey the Most High, When we say we're going to try to get back to his judgments and obey him, I'm not saying we're doing it all right. I know, y'all know, I tell y'all all the time, I'm a work in progress. I have good days and I have bad days. Shout out to Brother Eshan. He said that today in his comment. He said, don't mistake your bad days for a bad life. And sometimes, I'm going to tell you, sometimes you'll be sitting there and you'll be wondering how my life got to look like this. How is it that I'm hated on by all my family? How is it that my quote-unquote church just rejected me and chose to call me a heretic? How is it that I'm feeling in a wilderness by myself? How is it that I'm in the situation that I'm in? And let me tell you this. My friend, hear me loud and clear. The Most High allowed it for your protection. Oftentimes, the rejection of those same institutions is for your protection. See, because you don't know how high they had to climb up the pyramid in order for them to get to the elevated status and to be adored by both secular and quote-unquote sacred. You don't know how high they had to climb up that pyramid. I'm telling this for those of you, I'm going to switch up real quick, even on your job. Why can't you get promoted? You've been working hard. You've been diligent. You've been doing the very best that you can. And yet you're continuously looked and pushed to the side. Their rejection is the Most High's protection. You see, oftentimes we don't think like that. We don't think about all of the contracts. And we don't think about all of the small print about what has to be filled out in them contracts in order for us to climb the ladder of the pyramid. You see, because I believe that many people in the church started out well. I believe that they were sincere in the faith. They believed in what they were preaching. But over time, because they had a desire to become something greater than they already were, that narcissist spirit came over them and they were willing to compromise. And it's because of the compromising that they were willing to do is why the doors seemingly opened up with no problems for them. How much compromising were they willing to do that the Most High said, no, I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to have that even in your face because I don't want that for you. And the Most High, he's so good. He's so good that he gives us opportunities to turn around so that we don't get ourselves caught up and get exposed because we've compromised. How many of y'all remember back? Give me a 1 in the chat. A few years ago, TD Jakes got up there at his church and he started talking about a situation that happened to him where he almost died. And then they showed the picture of what happened. This man was minutes away from being blown up. Minutes away from being blown up in his house. I don't know if it was a gas leak. I don't know what happened, but his house, a portion of his house blew up. And he narrowly missed that. Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. Give me a 2 in the chat if you don't. Sister Joy remembers that. All right, so y'all don't remember. There's a lot of y'all that don't remember that. It's a couple of y'all that do. Oh, yes. Y'all need to go ahead and look that up. Years ago, TD Jakes, he got on in his service talking about the fact that he almost died because his house, a portion of his house had blown up. Look it up. Look it up. And I believe that that was warning of the Most High for him. I believe that the Most High was warning him and saying, listen, if you don't repent, if you don't change your ways, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to die and go to a burning hell. I'm telling you guys, the Most High will give people opportunities. All of us he does. Gives us opportunities to turn away from our sin, turn away from our wickedness, turn away from our behaviors that do not please him. And yet, the question is, will we recognize it? He got up and he preached an entire sermon about it. But did he change? But did he change his ways? No, he didn't change his ways. Instead, he went on Mark Lamont Hill. He went on his program and he started talking about his evolving perspective on homosexuality. He began to talk about his evolving position on whether or not homosexuality was acceptable. Do y'all remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't remember that. Naomi remembers it. So instead of him changing, Team Truth remembers it. Yaquaba remembers it. Somebody get Min Young out of the chat. I think they're causing a problem. Go ahead, y'all get them out. He went on, and Mark Lamont Hill, y'all can look this up. He just talked about this yesterday. So go on Mark Lamont Hill's channel, and you're going to see him talking about the interview that he had with T.D. Jakes a few years ago concerning homosexuality. Now, I didn't even know this, but both of T.D. Jakes' sons, his twin sons, they're not his biological sons from the step marriage, but both of his twin sons are gay. And I know listen, homosexuality is not something that, you know, it doesn't shock us anymore, right? The way it used to shock us. Because homosexuality is prevalent all over the place. And there's a lot of people who are living a double life. There's a lot of people who are committing acts of adultery. They are sleeping with men. They're sleeping with women. They're doing all those things. It's the problem is that when you say you represent the kingdom, when you say you represent the Most High Yahuwah, or you say you represent God, you say you represent Jesus, then yet you go on and you preach that this behavior is wrong, but then you are secretly doing this behavior behind everybody's back. And I'm not saying the people didn't know, because apparently a lot of people knew. All these people are coming out now. All these people are coming out and to say, oh yes, we knew about this from the 90s. We knew he was this way from the 90s. And you knew he was that way from the 90s, yet you allow him to continue to build up the potter's house. This is what I'm saying. Being complicit in this type of behavior, in this activity. So it is the year of exposure. And more things are going to happen. And more people are going to get exposed because, and this is my opinion again, because we're at the final hour. More people are going to get exposed because we are at the final hour. The Most High is getting ready to uproot all kinds of hidden things that have been tucked away neatly, that everybody has turned a blind eye to. He's getting ready to expose it from the top levels, starting at the top levels, all the way down, both Hebrew and Gentile alike, because we are at the final hour. All things that are hidden must be revealed. What's done, what they say, what's done in the closed closet was going to be shouted from the rooftops. So what's our takeaway? And then I'm going to look at the comment section. What is our takeaway with this? We shouldn't boast. We should not boast. Instead, what we should do is we should take stock of our own lives. Our takeaway is to take stock of our own lives. That's me, that's you, and that's your entire crew. We need to take stock of our own lives. You see, because the world is going to look at this story and it's going to be gossip. The church is going to look at this story and they're going to go on defense. They're going to cognitive dissonance. It's just going to be like all over. Oh, I can't believe this and that. And then the story in a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, it's going to move on because of the Jeffrey Epstein list. But regardless, I'm telling you, it's time for us to take stock of our own lives. There are those of us who are not put on major platforms. There are those of us who, the only people that know us are the people inside of our inner circle. But that does not stop the Most High from knowing who we are when nobody else is looking. I was talking to the Most High about that not too long ago. And I believe he was saying to me, you see, it's not what you preach, it's what you live. It's not what you preach, it's what you live. Whether I'm here on YouTube preaching, or you're at your job preaching, or you're with your family preaching, it's not what you preach, it's what you live. And some of us are so frustrated with the mundane lives that we are leading. It just feels exhausting. Going from one thing to the next is the same thing, the monotony of life. But I'm telling you that the Most High has allowed us to be in these conditions, in these situations, for our protection. We think the grass is greener on the other side because somebody got $1 million, because somebody's got their name in lights, because somebody has some famous person on speed dial on their phone. I'm telling y'all that none of that stuff lasts. It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, the higher you are, the harder you're going to fall. Jay-Z, Beyonce. Y'all see Jay-Z got his hair all poked up in the air like this, like with the locks that he got going on? Come to find out, the reason why he has his hair like that is because he's emulating a homosexual, allegedly, emulating a homosexual designer or artist. And if you see the guy looks just like Jay-Z's hairstyle. So all I'm saying to you is that examine your own life. Take stock of who you are receiving from. Take stock of who you're living, how you're living, excuse me. Because we all have to stand before the judgment seat. Every single one of us has to stand before the judgment seat. So we see T.D. Jakes is falling today, but at the end of the day, everybody's stuff is going to be put on blast. Everybody's stuff is going to be put on blast. The books will be open. We got to take stock and consideration. I'm going to look at this comment section. It's a year of exposure, y'all. We got to get our hearts right. It's a lot of trolls in my chat today. Caledonia? I don't know where Caledonia is. Can you tell me that? Yes, that's right. His son was caught in a park with a man. Yep. Yeah. I don't listen to Jakes either. It's, you know, you can't get away from a lot of this stuff online and finding out about this and finding out about that. But yeah, I stopped listening to Jakes. Whew, my goodness. Back when I was a baby, like 2 or 3 years in the faith, it was TBN. And he was just wrong. His spirit was wrong. TBN was wrong. TBN, 100% wrong. Vin Diesel, yeah, I heard about Vin Diesel. All of them gonna come out. Birds of a feather flock together. Judgment begins at the house of the Most High. And keep in mind, family, that this is the same time, and I didn't even get on this because we already know it, but it's not just, it's everybody is being exposed. As the Jewish people are in this war right now with Hamas, so much is coming out about who they really are. They're telling on each other. You got people that are quote unquote Jewish people that are giving up their Israeli citizenship because they're finding out the truth, that it was all a lie. Seeing this man on net, T.D. Jakes, but haven't paid no attention as heard in Christianity. What's done in the dark shall be brought to the light. That's right. Yes, mods, thank you so much for being on it today. These trolls are out here like crazy. That's right. We got to the straw in our own eyes. That's right. We do. We do. Because it is the time of exposure. The Most High is dealing with his people. Okay, when did this age of sexual fidelity arrive? Listen, this stuff is ancient. I told y'all, this stuff is ancient. You gotta understand, this is the spirit of Baal. This is the Baal spirit. That's what it is. The sexual perverse demon that people call Lord. That's what I've been thinking, Sister Shonda. All the exposures letting me know to get right now. Exactly. Exactly. Everything must be revealed. What's done in the dark will be revealed in the light. Exactly. Peace and blessings, Sister Malaka. Good to see you. That's it. We got to be doers of the word and not hearers only. And let me tell you, it's not easy in this day and age. It's not easy in this day and age to be a doer of the word and not a hearer only, because we grew up in a system where we can regurgitate all kinds of information, but that doesn't mean that we're necessarily processing it to live it out. Okay? We have to understand that in this system and this culture that we grew up in, more people are talking. Whoever is calling me, I'll have to call you back. But more people are talkers than they are walkers. Praise Yahuwah for tests, trials, persecution, reward, and heaven. Hallelujah. Living what is right in the inner man first, so that our outer character manifested. Hashtag integrity. That's it. I don't know anything about his mom. Yeah, we got to be very mindful of how we treat someone else. 100%. Yeah, he's really shaking things up, Hawkeyes. I'm telling you. I mean, the only thing that's shocking to me is how much is being exposed just like all at one time. That's what's shocking to me, is how much is being exposed at one time. Not that I'm surprised. I mean, and listen, don't be surprised if more people come out that are, high level people in the church. Don't be surprised. There won't be a reason for somebody to say they didn't know, because TMH will make sure everything will be exposed. Exactly. Exactly, Lily. Yaquaba says, I think I'd give up my Jewish citizenship too if I was them. Man. Oh, Fat Oprah's catching heat too? Man, listen, it's about to go down. It's about to go all the way down. Yes, really, it gets deep. Just like in the book of Kings, Jezebel had Yasharallah worshiping Baal. Now they are still worshiping Baal in Christianity, and it's still the same spirit. It's still the same spirit. That Jezebel spirit, which the Most High, somebody brought that passage up the other day. I think it was in Revelation chapter 1, talking about, not tolerating that woman Jezebel. It's the same spirit. And that spirit is a spirit of sexual perversion. It is. The 3 frogs that come up out of the mouth. I can't remember the whole passage. In the book of Revelation, that those 3 frog spirits, the frog spirit represents sexual perversion too. Look it up. That's why Disney always has somebody in a frog, and the princess got to kiss the frog in order to turn him into a prince. Oh my goodness. Mike Todd, oh my goodness, bro. I agree. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be so much exposure. It's gonna be so much exposure. It's not even funny, y'all. When I talk about the exposure that's getting ready to happen, you see, because you gotta understand, it's like a thread that's being pulled. And once that thread gets pulled, everything unravels. Everything unravels once that thread gets pulled. So because all these people kind of rolled together, they banded together, a lot of these people that made it big, like I think Mike Todd, I think TD Jakes was his mentor. Don't quote me on it. But I think TD Jakes was his mentor. Okay? So I'm just saying, don't be surprised if y'all see a lot of unraveling that comes out with a lot of these older leaders as well as newer leaders. Been following the P. Diddy mess when it first came out. There's so many more people involved. You would be astonished, but check out her. Oh, Jaguar Wright. Oh, yeah. Psh, listen, Jaguar Wright, she's like the Kanye West of expose, okay? She just tells it all. And I don't follow her because it's just, I don't want to take all that in. I don't. I'm sorry. I just, I got certain processes of stuff I can take in, okay, be like, okay, that's enough. That's enough information. I already know that. But yeah, she tell it all. She definitely do. But I'm going to tell y'all, the people be like acting like Cat Williams is... I don't know what y'all think about Cat Williams. Y'all go ahead and tell me what y'all think about him. I don't feel as strongly about Cat Williams as other people do. Men wearing dresses in the church with no pushback from the men's group. I'm cool, right? Tyler Perry. Yeah, the Disney symbolism. Yep. Yeah, they messed us up as children for sure. Yeah, they made the only black princess a whole frog too. Exactly. Yeah, people's hearts will fail them for fear of what's coming upon the earth. Yo, Savat, grace and peace to you. Much love to you too, brother. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you... Brother Mike, stop telling everybody your age. Brother Aerospike. Stop telling everybody your age. You ain't got to let everybody know you old. I'm 98% ignorant of pop culture. Yeah, she too much. I just can't take it all. I can't take it. It's only, I know I take too much in already as it is. So, you like Cat, Pastor Rick? Listen, Cat Williams is funny. I'm not talking about whether or not he's funny. The dude is funny. I'm talking about the fact that Cat Williams be acting like he ain't a part of everything too. I'm just saying. Cat got some skeletons. I think he does too. I think he shares what he can. I think he sells what he can say. Carlton Pearson. Oh, it's Carlton Pearson. He just passed away, right? He mentored Mike Todd? Okay. Yeah, he passed away. I think from cancer. Yeah, many of our people will hitch their train to the next one before he falls. He's a comedian, make our brothers in Hollywood dress up in women's clothing, women's roles, sad and immoral. Yeah. Yeah, he's a little odd. He's funny. Man, listen, these roosters are gangster, okay? I never knew roosters were so gangster. Y'all know where the game chicken came from? Chickens are crazy, okay? I'm just telling you right now, chickens are crazy. You would be driving down the road and they be daring you to hit them. They like, I double dare you to hit me. I'm not lying, y'all. That's where the game chicken came from. Came from them. They do not care. They be like, come on, just try it. Just try it. Try me. The gangster. You think he's seen some things but not lumped upside the head and don't say too much but do if you catch my meaning? That's my point. Yeah, that's my point. Like, he say what he can say. He say what he can say. I'm all right. Thank you for asking. Those are island roosters. Curacao, they are the same gangsters. They got accents and all that. They be like, the man, hit me no, hit me, see what'll happen. They're testing you. Like the gangster turkeys here. They run up on you like you owe them money. Didn't it come from Jamaica, chicken fighting? I don't know. Honestly, Yaquava, I don't know. I was just teasing. I'm just telling you, I be driving down the road and these things be looking like squaring up like what? Like Say something, do something. Oh my goodness. Everybody is a gangster in the islands though. Y'all don't know about us island people. We all gang. Listen, we pirates. This island is full of, listen bro. Pirates. Rude. They're rude in their backside. They're rude bad. Chicken fighting like in the rooster. Yeah, we got chicken fighting here too. We got chicken fighting here. We ain't never gonna go hungry though, I'll tell you that. We got like 50 of them in our backyards. Those Caribbean roosters are no joke. They are territorial and will gauge your eyes out. I'm telling you, it ain't no joke. These things, they will get you. Say something. You want to hear my accent? Nah, man. I have an accent at times. I usually have an accent when I'm teasing my kinfolk, when I'm teasing my mom or my grandparents or something like that. But no, but I'm really, my southern accent is my real accent. They just exposed Vin Diesel. Yeah, he said he got receipts though. He trying to back it up. Said so many younger people from back when they were younger are coming out. It is so sad. It's true. Hey, listen, are you from any part of the Caribbean? Big up, big up. Put your Caribbean flag in. Big up. What is my name? My name is Ashanda. Big up all the Caribbean. Caribbean massive, my son. Caribbean massive. Jamaica, Trini. Haiti, my son. Come on, man. Come on. Big up, big up, big up. That's what I'm talking about. All right, family. Listen, I love y'all. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I have a lot of fun talking with y'all. Listen, family. Just like I told y'all, y'all be introspective at this time. I know we all gonna be like looking to see. We all gonna. I ain't gonna listen. We all know. Let's stop faking. We gonna have our popcorn and our tea. Like, okay. We looking at the show just like everybody else. All I'm saying is, let's just not let that be the end. Don't let it be the end where we just look at, we get the tea and we go like, oh my goodness. Let's look at that as an opportunity for us to really do some self-introspection. Yeah, I feel great, you know, laughing. I'm going to be coming on more like this just because it's good for me right now. It's good for my mental health. It's good for, you know, my family to not have to do, you know, so much teaching right now, just to really, you know, hang out with you guys and just talk. It's better for me right now. So this is what I'm going to be doing when I come on. I'll be doing it in this way. But yeah, but all I'm saying, you know, at the end of the day, let's be introspective. Let's really be introspective, and let's really think about how we're living our life in this day and this time. Because I'll tell you one last thing before I get off. Coming from the history that I have, if y'all don't know my testimony, I'm a former model. So coming from the history that I have, all I can do when I tell you that Yah's rejection or their rejection is Yah's protection, I'm telling you, I know this for a fact, okay? Because it could have been me in many instances involved in that lifestyle up there with those people. I know people personally who went to P. Diddy's parties, okay? Who went to his white parties and all white parties. So I'm telling you that circle of people, the Most High protected me, and I praise him for it. And maybe some of you got that testimony too. Maybe some of you could have been in close proximity with that lifestyle, and the Most High pulled you out. And we give him praise for it. Because sometimes, you know, your life may seem like, you know, it should have been so much more glamorous or any of those things. But the Most High knew that you belong to him, and he wanted to protect you. And even those of you who are not up in the upper echelons of your businesses and your organizations, that's your protection. Because you don't know what those people had to do to get there. That's all I'm going to say. All right, family. Love y'all. I'm going to go ahead and go. Got some painting to do. Y'all be blessed. And I'll holler at you when I do. As always, love yourselves without hating your enemies. And until next time, family, y'all bless. And Salaman.